Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's edition, episode 3 of the Sportswire.
Welcome.
I am Big Daddy Cool Vinny Avicella. I guess I've reverted back to call myself Big Daddy Cool. I don't want to get any copyright infringement problems with the WWE, but I'm Vinny Avicella. Sitting in with me is Irving Gomez. You might remember him from the Hartford Whalers broadcast last year. I think one of them at least got on.
Right.
Anyways, thanks for joining me today.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Good, all right. Well, we've got a jam-packed show for you. We don't have any guests for you tonight. However, over the next few weeks, we will have some amazing guests.
Right.
Stay tuned to our webpage, which you're probably viewing on right now,
Right.
and which we're on time to start tonight, which is definitely a feat for us. And I want to thank our crew for making that possible. However, I do want to say that stay tuned to our website every Wednesday. I will be updating the homepage to preview that next Friday show.
Right.
So this week I didn't get a preview on until yesterday, but either way, here we are.
Here we are, and please join us. One of the things I love about this show is that it's not assumed that we know more than you guys. You guys are part of the discussion. So, join us for this great topics we're going to be talking about today, and it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. You can tweet us during the show. We may use your tweets on air.
Yes.
You can tweet us at Sportswire SWE. So that's our Twitter handle, name, whatever you want to call it. So definitely get in touch with us.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. We've got a lot of sports news actually to go over this week, and very little we'll touch on. Like we said in the past, very little we will touch on about Major League Baseball or Major League stuff. However, let's get the Major League stuff out of the way first.
Sure.
Let's go to that. Major League Baseball right now, the Yankees are playing the Orioles at Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
They are losing 1-0 currently, which we didn't even think we were going to have a game tonight because of the rain. However, it got played. Eduardo Nunez was just taken out, and Jason Nix was put in at shortstop after being hit in the wrist by a ball.
Right. Well, I mean, it's still really early. I mean, Yankees are projected to not do much. I believe the Red Sox are in first place right now, and so it's still really early. I don't think anyone's really jumping, Red Sox are in first place. I think Toronto's in last place.
I think the Red Sox are tied with Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, for first place?
Yep.
It's still really early. I don't think a lot of people would disagree with that. And, you can't really say, this is what's going to happen. It's just things are getting worked out. Great storylines are forming. I mean, we talked about before the show, the fights that are going on.
Absolutely. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But it's still early, so this is exciting. We're just seeing teams are getting their identities formed right now. It's still early. No one's really bad. Even if your team has a bad record, that's not how your season's defined yet. So there's still hope.
Absolutely. The Yankees, or I like to call them this year the Franken Yanks. They are 4-4 right now. They're actually on a 3-game winning streak as they won their last game in Detroit, and then they won the 2 games they played in Cleveland after the past 2 got rained out. But what I found very odd is that early on in April, that was the last time the Yankees go to Cleveland. So I'm wondering if they're going back at some point during the summer to play the doubleheader and get it out of the way. I'm not sure to play the doubleheader.
Well, even before we get there, you said the Franken Yanks?
Yeah. Well, the Yankees are kind of put together like Frankenstein right now because other than Robbie Cano and Sebastian Pettit, there's nobody left due to injury and then Swisher left and Russell Martin left. But other than that, Lyle Overbay coming in, Vernon Wells, Travis Hasner, Euclid. I mean, honestly, their entire starting lineup, their entire roster is put together of players that weren't there last year, other than Cano, Suzuki, who came over mid-season, and some of the pitchers. But other than that, they're definitely the Franken Yanks. I want that trending. Hashtag Franken Yanks. But anyways, yeah, so, the beating 4-4 is definitely in the middle of the pack and better than I'm expecting them. And then once the big guys come back, Jeter and Teixeira, Granderson, I'm not I really don't care too much about A-Rod.
Okay.
But once the heavy hitters come back, they'll be taken off. They can just stay focused now.
Well, I have to probably disagree with you. I think the Yanks I would be surprised to see them do well this year. Even when whoever comes back, I think where they are now, they're not really in shape to do much this year. That's my opinion, but cool. Yeah.
Well, either way, it's definitely a good season, but like I said, we're not going to spend too much time in the majors.
Sure.
One big thing that happened last night is that Greinke, $147 million pitcher for the Dodgers, got taken out by Carlos Quentin. It was a beanball, and whether it was intentional or not, I mean, I didn't see it, so I really can't tell. I heard about it, but what happened was Quinn got hit, and he ended up charging him out. Now, there's history there. Zach Greinke's hit Quentin twice already, once in 2008 and once in 2009. So I'm wondering if maybe they just have bad blood between them, and that's why Quentin charged him.
Well, that's interesting that you brought that up. I didn't know that. And actually, today I saw the video, and it looked to me as if Zach Greinke, he did it intentionally, because if you look at the video, you can look it up on YouTube or wherever, you see he throws the pitch, and when it hits Carlos Quentin, he immediately gets in defensive stance. Like he knows, oh, I did something. And it just looked premeditated to me, so now that you say that, maybe that ties in somehow to it.
It could be. I mean, the other stat I did hear is that last year, after only playing half the season, Quentin still led the majors in being hit by a pitch. So either there's something that nobody likes about him, or there's something where his stance is just too much in the plate, and pitchers can't pitch around him. But either way, he ended up charging Greinke, and he broke his collarbone, the $147 million pitcher, out for at least 2 months.
Do you think he's going to get suspended for extensive amount of time?
Well, if you listen to Don Mattingly, who's the Dodgers manager, he said he should stay out as long as Greinke is out on injury. I'm not sure about that, but I mean, if it was an unintentional hit batter, I guess there's just no reason to be that hard up. I mean, I still go back to this thing I saw back in I think it was like in the 2001 season of the New York Yankees with the Red Sox, back when Pedro Martinez was still a Red Sox, back still during Joe Torre days, was a big brawl, it was really and then all of a sudden you see Pedro Martinez take Don Zimmer and kind of give him a face plant into the ground. You don't do that.
As a Yankee fan, I was upset when I saw
I was too.
Sorry, Red Sox fans.
There was no reason for it. But, that's the kind of stuff, unfortunately, that's baseball's not a contact sport.
Right.
But unfortunately, when you're emotional and, you're in the game, testosterone is flowing.
Right. Well, to be honest, Zach Greinke, he plays for the Dodgers.
Yep.
If I'm a Dodgers fan, I'm upset because I'm thinking, you throw to this guy, you're out for the season, you broke your collarbone, the team invested so much money in you. Was it really, what was your thinking? Like, I want an explanation. If I'm a Dodgers fan, I'm upset.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Also, another hit batter, Carlos Carrasco from the Indians got suspended for 8 games after an intentional hit on Kevin Youkilis a few days ago. So pretty much, there's a lot of hit batters. Baseball's turning into a contact sport. Amazingly. But we're not here for that. Another quick note on the majors, the NFL draft is coming up.
Yep, it is.
Starts April 25th, 8 p.m. In terms of you follow football closer than I do.
Okay.
How do you see the draft going right now?
Well, honestly, I feel like the vibe that I'm getting from this draft, it's not really one that people are feeling like last year. They had RG3, and they knew that was going to be a difference maker. You had Russell Wilson, someone that he was in the conversation. Now, all you hear about is Geno Smith. And even with him, teams are saying, well, there's not really much to choose from. But I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a lot of diamonds in the rough. There's a defensive tackle, Ansah. He and also another defensive end, Deion Jordan. these guys look like they're going to be monsters, but they're not. They don't play at the beautiful positions. They're not receivers. They're not quarterbacks. I think they're going to make a big splash whether they go to, my Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're going to choose Ansah in the second pick. But we'll see what happens. I think there's a lot of diamonds in the rough. I think this draft is going to be ignored, but I think it's going to.
You do have the Heisman Trophy winner, Johnny Football.
That's true.
I don't even know his last name. I only know it's Johnny Football. Johnny Manziel, I think it is. But Manti Te'o, how has this? Well, see, you kind of, scrunch your face.
Handle with care.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like he had a prank, which was a horrible prank played on him. Why did that hurt his stock?
Well, it's funny because I love football and I watch a lot of video. I watch a lot of plays. If you saw him play during the national championship, if you saw no other game, you would not even think that NFL teams would consider this guy.
Really?
And the reason it's a big deal is because Alabama, who they faced in the last game, the national championship, that's NFL quality. If you play horrible with NFL quality talent, you're pretty much saying, I'm not ready for the next level.
Okay.
And that really turned off a lot of people. Plus, that combined with the decision of having a fake girlfriend is just...
So was it really his decision to have a fake girlfriend? I mean, his supposed friend, came up with this entire hoax. The girlfriend died and then, got sick with cancer right after his grandmother died and all this other garbage. So to me, it's like he didn't choose to have a fake girlfriend. He thought he was, granted, if you're that naive, and I'm not that naive, but if you're that naive, there's something that needs to be worked on. But, I don't understand how that correlates to the game of football.
And even, I don't know if you've seen his interviews. I've seen his interviews as well. It just comes, everything put together with the inconsistent play against top quality. It just doesn't, it translates to more of a project than a surefire. You want to throw $500,000 at a maybe, I think. I don't think so, especially with the direction the NFL's going these days. Mm-hmm. They're becoming stingier. If I'm an NFL team, I'll take a pass, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, hey guys, please tweet to the show if you feel differently. That's awesome. We may even talk about it. Please get in the discussion. It's not just us; it's everybody. So
absolutely. All right. So we're actually doing well. We've got a championship in the state.
That's right.
And I'm not talking about the Utah women. The Utah women did win the national title, and the national championship on Monday night.
Right.
They did beat Louisville, who had actually Louisville men won the men's tournament the night before. So like I said, we do have a championship in the state, and we will get to that right after this break. Stay tuned. All right.
Okay.
Two commercials per break, so.
Okay.
Kim's commenting on the,
2.5 minutes.
What's up? How many students have to play? How many students have to play? How many students have to play? Oh, well.
WrestleMania 29, we have to talk about. I want to talk about the NFL, Amendola. I don't know if you heard about that. His dad is suing the Dallas Cowboys. You know Danny Amendola?
I've heard of him, yeah.
His father's suing the Dallas Cowboys because when he was there, when one of the golf carts hit him. PTI does that. You know, they keep. Made the cut in the Masters.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise teams in the NBA. This is good stuff.
All right, welcome back to the Sportswire, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying it. I want to thank you for some comments during the break about you could hear an echo from us. So our tech guys, the gremlins in the back, will be working on that to fix that. All right, so as I said, we do have a championship in the state,
Yes, we do.
and it's not what you think. Actually, Mark had alluded to it last week, the NCAA Frozen Four,
Yes.
the men's hockey tournament.
Right.
Quinnipiac from Hamden
Yep.
and Yale from New Haven are playing in the championship game in Pittsburgh.
That is amazing.
It really is. Quinnipiac's 4-1. I'm sorry, they beat St. Cloud State 4-1,
Yes.
and Yale beat UMass Lowell 3-2 in overtime to make it to the championship tomorrow, which will be played at 7 p.m. Check your local listings if it's even on TV. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Someone. But definitely, good luck to both teams. We hope that nobody gets seriously hurt.
Right.
But we will look to try and get one, if not more, players from each team
Right.
on the show in the future.
That would be awesome. It's pretty exciting. You know?
Well, especially after what Mark was telling us last week, 3 of the 4 teams in the Frozen Four hadn't been there in a long, if any, time.
Okay.
I know Yale, the last time was like in the 1930s.
Wow.
Quinnipiac had never been there before.
Right.
I think UMass Lowell, St. Cloud State had never been there before. So 4 brand new teams in the Frozen Four. Something that I'm not too familiar with, but I definitely figure I'd bring it up and, just to...
That's pretty cool. I mean, if you think about it, like, if you Yale and Quinnipiac in the NCAA National Championship, I mean, it makes you think if you love a college team that's not really big, there's always a chance. You just never know. You don't ever think your team is being possible.
Oh, no, absolutely.
There's people that, they probably thought that about Yale, and here they are in the national championship game. That's exciting to me. I mean, if you like a small team, and even in any other sport, maybe, I don't know, a Gonzaga, I guess I can't say Gonzaga anymore.
Well, Florida Gulf Coast.
Florida Gulf Coast, right.
Wichita State.
Wichita State.
Those smaller schools that you never imagined, like you would never see Quinnipiac or Yale
Wow.
in the NCAA Final Four basketball.
Right.
But in hockey,
Right.
amazing they're there.
Right.
You always associate hockey with a Canadian sport.
Yes.
But then again, both these teams are from New England.
Right.
We are close to Canada.
Right.
I mean, I would think Minnesota, Michigan, but for two Connecticut teams, that's just amazing.
That is exciting.
It is. It's exciting. It really is.
I mean, even if you're not a fan of either team, just the fact of what it means, try to enjoy it, learn about it. See, I mean, it's history being made. So
You're right. You're absolutely right. So while the Frozen Four is going on in Pittsburgh, you wanted to touch on something about the NFL?
Well, yeah.
Some big news about the NFL.
Right. Well, it's an interesting story. I found out about it in the NFL. Danny Amendola, he's a receiver. He used to be a wide receiver with the St. Louis Rams. He helped out Sam Bradford a bit. Now he's a New England Patriot. For you Patriots fans, they picked him up to replace Wes Welker. Something with his father. His father's a coach actually in Dallas, Texas. He's suing the Cowboys because a golf cart. He was coaching at Dallas Stadium, and a golf cart accidentally hit him from behind, and it's on YouTube. It's pretty bad. Basically, the workers at Dallas Stadium, they put a pylon into the golf cart on the pedal, and it got wedged there, and then the cart ran him over. So it's embarrassing, but it happened. So and now he's suing the Cowboys. It's just really interesting and pretty random.
Yeah, that's a very.
It's on YouTube. You can look it up. Danny Amendola's dad.
That's a very random lawsuit. I mean, wow.
Yeah. So
I'm speechless.
yeah.
Another lawsuit that's actually going on, WWE.
Oh,
and
wow.
The Big Show are being sued by a former producer for the company.
Okay.
Apparently, at the Royal Rumble this past year, one of the producers was sent out to get a behind-the-scenes interview with the Big Show. And apparently, the Big Show attacked him somehow. At first, said he didn't want to do the interview, and then said, all right, I'll do this expletive interview, and just started cursing and kind of push him up against the car.
Right.
I don't know the whole story, but there's something going on there. I don't know whether the Big Show was in character or not, but apparently this guy, thought not, and is suing WWE.
Oh man.
Yes.
Okay. Well.
Amazing.
Well, you also wanted to touch on other.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Seeing as I did bring up the WWE, I might as well touch on WrestleMania 29 this past Sunday from MetLife Stadium. Let me put it this way. The event itself, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the absolute best pay-per-view event ever, I would probably say it's probably around a 7.
Okay.
Just going by, I mean, the matches weren't that great. I mean, the match quality themselves, I mean, they bumped off the Tons of Funk versus the Team World Scholars match, which, okay, we really didn't need that there.
Right.
Ryback, Mark Henry, that match was surprisingly good. I was very excited at the outcome. Mark Henry didn't need to win, but he did win by showing that even though Ryback could get him up, his weight made him buckle his knees.
Yep.
But the fact is, Ryback still got him up for the shell shock afterwards.
That was amazing.
And, actually hit it. So both guys came out positive on that.
Right.
Triple H and Brock Lesnar was, like I said, same thing, much better than I expected.
Right.
I expected a match similar to how Brock Lesnar and Goldberg had their match back at WrestleMania 20. Mm-hmm. Triple H brought out the best in Brock Lesnar. When anybody says that Triple H has passed his prime or can't wrestle, I guarantee you, watch the match, Triple H can make a broomstick look good. Honestly, Brock Lesnar, I've never had much faith in him, and I've never liked him. I feel that he just can't work that great.
He just seems like he's like a Swiss Army knife. He tries to do a lot of different things. He tried the NFL, he tried UFC, now I think he even tried acting. He's
a great businessman. I will put it that way. He knows how to make money and keep his brand alive. Right. But in terms of wrestling, in terms of the actual physicality, I don't put much stock in him at all. I think he tries to be, he knows he's a power move kind of guy, a grappler, a brawler. Right. But then going back to WrestleMania 19 and facing Kurt Angle and trying to pull off shooting star press, which for those of you in the know that watch wrestling, only high flyers can do a shooting star press. Right. Okay, so Brock Lesnar and Triple H, great match. I was expecting some bloodshed. It didn't happen, but whatever.
I'm not as big into wrestling as you, as that kind of fan of WWE. I really enjoyed the. What are your thoughts on the fight between the streak, getting the streak going with
Undertaker and CM Punk?
Yeah.
That match, I'm going to say, was the absolute greatest match of the night.
I agree. I agree 100%.
I really think so.
Yeah.
CM Punk brought it.
Right.
At first I was kind of weird because they're two different styles.
Right.
Where the Undertaker's a brawler, CM Punk is more of a high flyer, risk taker, fast, speed kind of guy. Right. Undertaker can't move that quick anymore.
Right.
But you know what? They both brought out the best in each other.
Right.
The Undertaker, for 48 years old, put on one of the best shows. It wasn't as good as the past few years with Triple H and Shawn Michaels prior. But it was the best match of last night,
Right.
or this past Sunday, and the fact is, the Undertaker's 21-0 now,
Right.
but just the spots in that match
Right.
were awesome.
And it's funny, I agree with you 100%. As I was watching it, like, I know obviously it's a show, but even I found myself when Undertaker was about to get pinned several times, I was getting really like excited, like, oh no, don't break the streak, and it just showed to me that was like that's what told me it was a great match. I was actually starting to get excited, like, no, you can't break the streak.
Exactly.
21 years,
And the thing is I do have a couple of ideas about who should break the streak, and I'll bring it down in another episode.
Tweak.
Yeah, finish your ideas about who should break the streak. I definitely have a couple of ideas, and I'll get to those at another time at another show. But the Rock and John Cena rematch,
Yep.
it stunk. It stunk. I was very happy that John Cena won. I was expecting it. I knew it was going to happen. I was happy it happened.
Right.
But the match itself stunk.
Right.
The last literally 7 to 10 minutes of the match was all finishers. It was finisher, reversal finisher, pin attempt, 2 count, rest for about 30 seconds to a minute. And that's it.
A rush job.
Well, not even a rush job. It was just, it got boring. It got boring. But then I did find out The Rock got injured during the match. He tore his abdominal muscle, ended up flying home right after WrestleMania, which means they had to rewrite Raw entirely because it was centered around with The Rock and Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
But either way, the Rock is fine now. He's at a red carpet premiere tonight for his newest movie, Pain and Gain.
Yep.
But either way, it really wasn't that great. Last year's was better, much better. But anyways,
I'm not as knowledgeable as some of you guys, or maybe yourself with wrestling. To me, as an outsider looking in, it seems to me that WWE is interested in making CM Punk the next, big thing in terms of facing either, defeating The Rock or John Cena. Is that what direction, who do you see as up
CM Punk,
for that?
CM Punk is already established. I mean, he hasn't beaten The Rock yet, because The Rock beat him twice. We're at the Royal Rumble and then Elimination Chamber. He has beaten John Cena on numerous occasions.
Right.
I do feel that eventually CM Punk is going to beat The Rock, if they end up working together again. And I do think the CM Punk character is great, and I think that I also think that there's going to be a CM Punk Steve Austin feud in the future, which will definitely cement CM Punk's legacy.
Tweet about that.
All right, but we're going to actually take a break now. And I know we spent the first part of the show pretty much on majors and wrestling, but we will get to semi-pro and minor league right after this.
Okay, so hit all of this. Do you want to do, what do you have anything offhand that you want to definitely touch on that?
We'll definitely go through all this stuff
Okay.
over the minor league. All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching us. It is,
Yes.
you know, like I said, we were on time tonight,
Yep.
and which is a great thing for us. So we want to definitely encourage you people out there that are watching, definitely tweet us
Please.
at Sportswire SWE. Send us your comments, send us your questions, whatever. We want it to be a very interactive show.
Please.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to move on next to some minor league baseball.
Okay.
It is baseball season, and we do have quite a few minor league teams in the state, and we're going to touch on two of them right now, or three of them.
Okay.
Well, we'll start out with the one that's most recognized, the Britain Rockcats.
Yeah.
They are the AA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins
That's right.
in the Eastern League,
Yep.
which is, which if, for those of you who are unfamiliar, the New Haven Ravens used to play in the league.
Yes.
The North Navigators, the Connecticut Senators, or Connecticut Defenders, I should say. And prior to the New Britain Rockcats, they were the New Britain Red Sox and the Hardwood City Rockcats.
Okay.
So either way, it is AA, which is, you know, 2 steps away from major leagues. They look like they have a decent roster right now. There are some guys that are included on the MLB 40-man roster.
Okay.
Which, if everybody knows, that means that they're able to come and go as they please if the major league affiliate needs them for injuries and the like. One guy I'd like to touch on who is on the MLB 40-man roster is Brett Hermsen. I haven't seen him play. He's already 6'5", 201 pounds.
Big guy.
6'5" is tall.
Yeah.
That sounds to me as a right-handed Randy Johnson,
Right.
who was another tall
Right.
guy. There was also a guy in New Haven, when they were playing, he was called the Little Unit, because he
Okay.
was just as tall as Randy Johnson. The name is escaping me at the time.
Okay.
But definitely go on to NewBrittonRockcats.com and check out their information. Go see a few games.
They're awesome. If you haven't gone, they're inexpensive and they're a lot of fun.
Absolutely, they really are. All the minor league teams that we'll go over are inexpensive as compared to, you know, the majors, because they don't have to worry about paying a $200 million contract
Exactly.
or a $200 million stadium
Right.
or building, whatever. So right now we're going to actually move on to the Bridgeport Bluefish,
Okay.
who are in the Atlantic League, which is an independent A-ball, pretty much, yeah, an A-ball league.
Okay.
They're not an affiliate of the Major League Baseball, right?
Okay.
But they are part of the independent leagues. That's another game, right down in Bridgeport. It's a great night to go at the
Right.
Arena Harbor Yard. Some of the play,
It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, if you get to watch these games, you may see someone that's up and coming, and then later on he'll get picked up, you know, in these bigger leagues. I mean, that happens from time to time. It's exciting to be a part of that.
yeah, no, absolutely. The Bridgeport Bluefish actually has played host to quite a few major guys that were in the majors that had come down. Angel Echevarria, who is a Connecticut native,
Okay.
played in New Haven when they were part of the Rockies system.
Okay.
Made it up through the Rockies, and then, you know, on his way down, he played with Bridgeport.
Oh, the Colorado Rockies?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they were the Ravens started as a AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Then they changed to the Blue Jays,
Oh.
and then for some reason they changed to the San Francisco Giants.
Right.
And then that's when they moved up to New Hampshire to become the New Hampshire Fisher Cats,
Right.
who do play currently in the Eastern League. But the Bluefish, I do have to mention this: the Atlantic League. Obviously, when you're dealing with independents, especially in the independent leagues that are not affiliated, you do happen to get teams that fold, that fall apart. We see that with minor league football all the time.
Right.
The Connecticut Bearcats actually just folded. So, you know, the New England Knights just folded. So you do see that from time to time again. Well, back in, I have to say, 99, 2000, maybe 2001, the Bridgeport Bluefish were playing host to a team from New Jersey, the Newark Bears.
Okay.
And one of the players that was on the Newark Bears was Jose Canseco at the time.
Wow. Memories.
You know, yeah, definitely. He'd just come off his Yankees run,
Right.
and you know, nobody else wanted him because he was so he was honest and out in the open saying he was taking steroids and
Right.
everything. So the Newark Bears picked him up. They gave him a contract.
Publicity, huh?
Oh, absolutely. You know, they played in Bridgeport. The Sportswire, back in the time being a public access show, actually had our cameras there doing a show from the bluefish that week.
Wow.
Our camera, the camera actually by future Hall of Famer Kenny Gregory,
Okay.
was the only camera in attendance that night to capture the home run hit by Jose Canseco in Harvard Yard.
Wow.
He was able to get, I think he said gave away the clip to ESPN,
Okay.
Channel 8, some of the other stations around the area.
Okay.
But it's fun. It is definitely a fun time to get out there.
Sounds like it.
You can see some of these up-and-coming players.
Right.
Brad Boyer, Brandon Chavez, Luis Lopez, Daniel Mayora, Matt Spencer.
Right.
These are guys, I believe they're just out of college. They haven't started their career yet. But they're not playing for millions of dollars. They're playing for the love of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of leagues that have brought up people. I mean, well, now the fun XFL.
Mm-hmm.
I remember XFL.
Yep.
When they were around, they had the quarterback by the name of Tommy Maddox.
Yep.
And he had been kicked out of the NFL. He came to the lower league XFL. He won the championship. Then he came back to the NFL, and he had a great career.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers. So you never know. I mean, I used to stay away from lower leagues and college football and things like that. But the more I see, there's gems to find. There's
Absolutely.
quality talent to experience before everyone knows their name.
No, absolutely. And it's not even just before they know their name. It's people that play for the love of the game. That's the whole vision behind Sportswire Entertainment about bringing the minor leagues up, is because of the simple idea that they love the game.
Right. Right.
That's just it. The next team we're going to talk about in Connecticut is the Connecticut Tigers.
Okay.
They play over at Dodge Stadium in Norwich. They are part of the New York Penn League, which, to put all the debate to rest over the past couple weeks, the New York Penn League is a short season single A affiliate league. So they are affiliated with the Major League Baseball. The Tigers, obviously, being the short season single A affiliate of the Detroit Tigers.
Nice.
They play over at Dodge Stadium. Matter of fact, one of the guys that worked on our crew on the first show, Josh Kelly, he did do some work for the Tigers last year.
Okay.
We were talking about Greg Yetzi, who is one of our normal guys behind the scenes.
Awesome guy.
He did some work for the Tigers as well.
Okay.
So definitely, the New York Penn League is short season single A. There are affiliates from the Orioles, from the Mets, from the Yankees, the Marlins, the Pirates, the Red Sox, the Indians, all pretty much in the East, and then the Astros too.
Right.
So amazingly, check out the Tigers. I know people have heard of the Staten Island Yankees, it's the same league, the
Cyclones.
Brooklyn Cyclones of the Mets.
I mean, that's pretty cool, because even if you have a team that you love and you can't see, maybe that team has a lower affiliate that you can follow. If you're that, and if you want to find out how your team's doing, you can go see their affiliate. If you like the San Diego Padres, or if you like the Dodgers, maybe they have an affiliate that plays near where you live, so it's good to check that out.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it was fun when the Ravens were in New Haven, because we'd see guys rehabbing.
Right.
When a strike of 95 hit, or 94 rather, and the beginning of the 95 season when they had the replacement players, a lot of the AA players were brought up to the majors, because they're not part of the Major League Union,
Right.
but they're still under contract to those teams. So like guys like Nathan Perez, brought up to the Rockies majors, and and then when the strike was over, they came back down. So it's like these guys had national recognition.
Right.
They're playing in your stadium. Todd Helton, who's still active as a Rocky, was with the Ravens for a long time, and
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
absolutely, playing right here in New Haven. So yeah, definitely check out the affiliates, and you see guys rehabbing all the time. Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to tweet out. I'm going to ask everybody a question. I'd like to get your thoughts on it if you want to tweet us back. The greatest sports moment you've ever seen.
Wow, I love that question. But would you like to?
Well, we're going to be going to break pretty soon.
Oh.
Not just yet, but I know that it's coming up.
Sure, we're going to see.
So,
Okay.
but no, just talk about some of the greatest moments in general in sports history. I mean, you had the miracle on ice,
Right.
1980 U.S. Olympic
Oh
team.
my gosh, that was amazing. Yes. The movie that they made out of it, and I mean, that's the perfect all-American, story. Beat the big guy and David and Goliath, and but that I wasn't there for that, but I did watch the movie. I did see the clips. That was pretty amazing. United States beating Russia, who was heavily favored, and
Of course.
the Americans pulled it off. So that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, some other great moments.
What's your greatest? What would be your?
My greatest moment, so that's a little skewed for me because, when I think of sports, I do consider wrestling, even though it's sports entertainment, I do consider it a sport. So, I mean, in my opinion, it's when, Hulk Hogan came out at Bash of the Beach 1996 and turned on WCW, thus creating the New World Order.
Okay.
And to me, that was the turning point in wrestling, period. That's when WCW, the popularity skyrocketed.
Right.
Because up until that point, there were, wrestling fans were few and far between. There were closet wrestling fans. Nobody wanted to, come out and say, oh yeah, I'm a wrestling fan.
But is wrestling a sport? I mean...
You know what? It's sports entertainment,
Okay.
but they're athletes.
Okay.
You cannot say that they are not athletes.
No, I agree. I don't know if I would classify it as a sport, but to each. Tweet us what you think, please.
Absolutely.
But okay, for me, it would be the greatest sports moment, and I'm really passionate about it, is when I saw, after this game, I don't ever remember feeling like that about a game, but when the Giants beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 42, that was...
Oh, 18-1?
That I have never seen something like that. Please tweet us what you think, but,
Yeah, the Patriots were heavily favored going into it.
To know that, and nothing against Patriots fans were in the bar ready with their gear to celebrate. There was someone who wrote a book, The Patriots' Perfect Season, that came out the day before the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. How about jinx?
Yeah, it's and then to watch the way the game happened, the way the final period turned out with that catch, the helmet catch, I have never seen something like that. It was something spectacular for me. So, but
Wow.
Please let us know what you think. I want to actually read what are your thoughts. If you disagree, please say that too.
There've been, we're going to go to break in just about a minute or so, but I just wanted to, another great moment is the 1996 World Series. Charlie Hayes catching, not even just Charlie Hayes catching the pop at the end, but Jim Leyritz in game, that would have been game 5 in Atlanta.
Right.
At the top of the ninth, the Yankees are down, and just blasting that home run.
Right.
Awesome.
And I'm for you New England fans, like the Boston rally in 2004, that to me was also sensational.
Yes.
I'm not a Red Sox fan, but I have to give it to you guys. You guys, that was incredible. I have never seen something like that.
All right, well, the Red Sox obviously were known for the curse of the Bambino.
Yes.
We'll talk about another curse when we come back from this next break. Did you hear about the Cubs?
No.
What happened?
Wow.
Somebody mailed them a goat's head. Because you know the curse of the goat. You never heard about that?
Yankees.
If we get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sportswire. This past 45 minutes has been great. We've gone by with a flash. So I brought up this thing about the
We
another
should.
curse.
Yes, we should.
Well, like I said, the Red Sox were known for the curse of Bambino when
Okay.
the owner of the Red Sox back in 1918 had sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees for cash to fund a play.
Right.
And then ever since then, the Red Sox had a big dry run until 2004,
Right.
86 years, whatever it was. Anyways, but the current longest drought, so to speak, belongs to the Chicago Cubs,
Right.
who have not won a World Series, I think, since like 1903 or something like that.
Wow.
Anyways, so they're known for the curse of the goat.
Okay.
Because apparently some local shop owner or restaurant owner was denied entrance into Wrigley Field or denied to bring in his goat into Wrigley Field.
Okay.
Therefore, he supposedly cursed the team. And well, obviously they haven't won in over 100 years, so people think that's true. Anyways, this past week, there was a suspicious package addressed to the general manager of the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley
Wow.
Field. And, the Cubs are looking to try to get some $300 million renovation done to Wrigley Field. And anyway, so this package comes, inside of it is a goat's head. And, for those of you familiar with The Godfather,
horse head, yes.
this is the guy waking up with a horse head in his bed. But this is just absolutely grotesque.
That's crazy. Oh.
It really is. I don't know whether it's a sign of trying to kill the curse of the goat or what have you, but that for somebody to do that, that's disturbing.
Yeah, that goes to another level. I mean, sports is great and we love it, but it's sometimes you don't want to cross a line. That definitely crosses the line.
I mean, I want to hope that the guy actually slaughters goats for food and didn't just kill it just to send the head to the Cubs, but that's just amazing to me, somebody who actually do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, if somebody goes that extreme as a fan of sports, I mean, I've seen some extreme fans, especially the football fans that paint their entire bodies to go to the game. I think that's kind of extreme. But either way, definitely you don't want to do that.
No.
We got some local NHL and NBA scores for you right now currently. Ottawa, New Jersey in the second, it's 2-0 Ottawa.
Right.
St. Louis is losing to Columbus 3-1 at the end of the second period. Philadelphia is beating Nashville 2-0 in the first. Detroit and Chicago start, it just started a little while ago. And Phoenix and Calgary start in about 10 minutes.
Right.
You want to go to the NBA?
This is exciting because hopefully we can talk about the upcoming NBA playoffs. Brooklyn, who is a team I definitely want to touch on, is beating Indiana, another surprise team, 76-59 in the third. Boston is actually losing to Miami, which should be a close game. Those two teams know each other very well. In the second, 44 is Boston has, and Miami is leading 49-44 in the second. And New York is going against Cleveland. They're winning 46-34 in the second. So, bunch of playoff teams I just mentioned.
Yeah, so how are the NBA playoffs shaping up?
Well, it looks, let me know what you guys think. Please tweet what you think. But to me, Miami looks like they're steamrolling anything that gets in their way. It's just...
Now let me ask you, the Miami Heat now
Right.
better or worse than the Bulls in the 90s?
Oh, I mean, that's hard to get. I would say the Bulls were just, they dominated the entire year. Miami is coming.
Entire decade.
Yeah, entire decade, right. Miami gets hot at certain points, but then they'll lose a few games, they'll lose, then they get cold, then they get hot again, so.
So does it come down to LeBron or Michael? Is that the major debate there?
That's a good question. No, I don't think so.
Or the big three is LeBron, Wade, Bosh compared to Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman? Or
Right.
Jordan, Pippen, and
Right.
Kukoc at the first run, and then Jordan, Pippen, Rodman in the second run?
Right. Well, it's almost, I mean, to sound funny, the Heat are like processed food. It was manufactured. It was put together, by people collectively, getting together. We're all good. Let's, get a team to sign us. That the Bulls were more in a traditional way. They were farmed, so to speak. They're organic. And so I think a lot of people give that more weight than...
Okay.
than
Because
I
true,
just-
Jordan and Pippen were drafted by the Bulls.
Right.
Rodman was traded, from San Antonio.
Right.
But either way, you're right. And Phil Jackson at the helm was, and he's got a track record because he's got the 3 titles with the 6 titles with the Bulls. And how many titles with the Lakers?
With the Lakers, I believe he has 2 with the Lakers.
Yeah, so he's definitely got that.
Absolutely.
down.
And I think actually I heard recently he's upset with this whole situation with D'Antoni getting hired in Los Angeles, and he's available. If I'm not a Lakers fan, but if I am, I'm like, let's go get him.
Well, I think the thing is that they were looking at D'Antoni as his style being better for those players.
Oh, okay.
Where Phil Jackson was good to put up with the big egos of Kobe and Shaq.
Right.
But with Dwight Howard, who just hasn't done anything because apparently he just doesn't want to play.
Free throws.
Well, anybody better than Shaq at free throws. But either way, the egos on that team. Kobe is one of those guys that likes the ball. LeBron, he helps other people. He's got more assists than any of the top ego players.
Right. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As far as the playoffs, I'm not too sure what the playoffs are looking like. I don't follow basketball that much.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, from what I'm seeing, I think Miami's going to steamroll. I think Indiana, Brooklyn, and New York are for the East. Those are the teams that they could do something if they really get it together. In my opinion. And for the West, it looks like the Spurs look very strong.
The Clippers, surprisingly.
Yeah, would you say the Clippers look like a great team that they look great now, but when it crunch time?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think Chris Paul was definitely a big pickup for them.
He is.
But I honestly think that for one thing, the Clippers are ahead of the Lakers.
Right.
The Lakers are trying for a number 8 spot.
Right.
Everybody thought with the addition of Steve Nash, who by far is a great veteran. I mean, he's on the decline of his career though.
Right.
But so is Kobe. Kobe's been playing for something like 17 years.
Yeah.
And, they're both on the decline of their career. Dwight Howard is just not meshing well with them.
He's not.
And Meta World Peace. I'm not really sure how he's going with the equation. But either way, the Lakers are just in the number 8 spot. They're trying to get in for the number 8 spot.
Right.
Which you never think of.
Well, we're watching a changing of the guard in the West. So now Kobe's taking the back seat, and he's seeing who's going to rise up. And
Oklahoma City's got a pretty good team with
They do.
James Harden.
They do.
And,
well, he's actually in Houston.
oh, that's right. He got sent to Houston. That's right.
But yeah, Oklahoma is very powerful. You're right. So, yeah, Kobe's sitting and watching a changing of the guard right now. So, but I personally want to hear. I mean, we all want to hear what teams do you feel should be showcased? Do you feel they're being overlooked, but they can do something? Like I said, for me, it's New York on the East, Indiana, New York, Indiana, and Brooklyn. And in the West,
And Miami is obviously up there.
Miami's gonna, like I said, in my opinion, they're steamrolling get out of their way, because they're gonna run you over. So,
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I just, like I said, I don't follow NBA too much. I do want to try to get into the NBA D-League, the
Oh,
developmental league, which
sure.
there's a team right up in Springfield, the
Yep.
Falcons, I think.
okay,
They play actually right at the Basketball Hall of Fame, I believe.
yep,
And so I definitely want to get more into the NBA D-League and try to focus more on that rather than the NBA. But either way, that's still coming in the future.
right.
As far as the NHL goes, the AHL, we still have the Connecticut Whale, we still have the Bridgeport Sound Tigers.
Yep.
I did not get their stats for this week. I promise you next week I will. Next week we will have a guest on the show.
Yes, okay,
Because I've been busy this week booking guests
yes.
for
Yeah.
upcoming shows.
Yeah.
So we got quite a few good guests lined up. Again, last week we had Aaron and Trevor Harrison and Dave Oliva from the Body Lab. So I definitely want to thank them and hope they're watching tonight.
Please, yeah.
So I also want to send everybody up to go to thebodylab.com.
Okay,
Information is up there on how to join the Body Lab. Also, Aaron Harrison, which I failed to mention last week, but I did put it up on the website. Aaron Harrison is competing in a bodybuilding health fitness exhibition at Foxwoods coming up. I
Oh,
believe
wow.
it's April 25th, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
The link is up on the website. Definitely find out about it.
yeah, it's funny you mentioned the Body Lab, I can say real quick, I heard you mention the Body Lab, and to me it sounds really interesting, scientifically, using science to get healthier, not just, doing the regular way, but using science, incorporating science with trusted methods.
Yeah, no,
I would love
absolutely.
to try the Body Lab.
I want to definitely, we're about ready to wrap up this show for tonight. I do want to thank our sponsors,
Okay.
which you will see scrolling down the bottom of the screen, if you scroll down enough. But definitely want to thank New England Studios for providing this,
Thank you, New
this
England
venue for
Studios.
us. KBW Designs, CXP Studios, Eagle Eye Entertainment, Sophie Marie's Pizza,
Okay.
Sports Plus, who designs great T-shirts. Let's see, there's also Rex DJ, who did our opening theme music.
Okay.
I want to thank our crew for tonight, Will Case, Chris Herkner, Chris Cahill, and Melissa Schwartz are working on social media for us tonight.
Thank you.
Tweeting for us. I want to definitely thank you. I want to thank the guys that are still home that couldn't make it tonight, but definitely stay tuned next week. We'll have a great guest. I want to thank Irving Gomez for coming on. He'll be with me again next week. And we're done for tonight. So
Leave comments, please.
absolutely. Tweet us at Sportswire SWE. We're done for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, good night and have a great week.
You like the show?